Good afternoon. It's the 28th of April 2020 and it's roughly 12 past 12 in the afternoon in Maryland. Today I'll be talking about forgiveness. I have a few points here and then I'm going to read a verse or passage from a book. The first point I have, but just before going into that, I normally type something on the topic before speaking. I've not done that today. So, back to the point that I've written down. Letting go. We all know Frozen. Let it go, let it go. We all know that song. I've put people need a reason to let go. So I'm going to read from this book as to some of the reasons as to why we should let go. So this is Forgiveness by Rodney Hugo. Probably, yes, hopefully you can see. I know it looks the wrong way around, but hopefully you can make it out. So, page 12. Let's take it a step forward. He wrote, I just mentioned that Jesus' concept that forgiveness is releasing a debt. To really grasp the idea, let's say that I borrow a huge sum of money from you. I would then have to repay it in order to be released from my debt. What if this debt was so huge there is no possible way that I could ever repay it? That sank in for me. That really has. Two things, I'm going to keep reading from here, but two things that sprang to mind. My husband always says, if regarding lending money, I remember he said to me once that if he doesn't have it or if he's not able to do without it, he's not going to lend it, because just in case the person is not able to pay it back. And yes, I pondered that, because we do lend with the hope of receiving it back, and sometimes the person simply can't pay it back. So his thing was, if he could not do without it or afford to give it away, he just doesn't. Now, his thought is not the point. The point is, we do lend expecting to receive it back, and sometimes the person just cannot pay us back. Another thought that sprang to mind, and I hope I'm talking clearly so you can hear me well. My mother, I won't mention anybody's name because it's confidential, but had a friend that was in dire need, as we would say in Jamaica. And so she offered to help, and in the end, he had owed her some money. Now, I'm not sure if she got what he owed her back, but in my mind, the thought was there, maybe he's not able to pay it back, so she should let go. As I said, I'm not sure if she did, but this really sank in. It really rang home for me. So it says, what if this debt was so huge that there is no possible way that I could ever repay it? Question. Next one. What are your choices if you realize that repayment was never going to happen? That's another question. What if I borrowed from you a priceless, irreplaceable item and then lost it? That's good as well. What if I borrowed from you a priceless, irreplaceable item and then lost it? How could I ever pay back what was so precious to you? You may be holding on to a debt caused by an offense, hoping that one day you could collect on it and gain some sort of satisfaction. This is a deception because you will never collect enough to compensate for your loss. The debt is actually worthless since there is nothing the offender can do to adequately recompense you for your loss. As long as you are holding out for that, you are still in bondage to the offender. You need to cut your losses and move on with life. This is powerful. I hope I'm not going to restart this tape. I mean, this has just blessed me. And before the timing go up, I just want to kind of go back a bit, kind of ending but going back to the beginning. So I had my devotion, actually had a short prayer just before doing this based on a conversation I had prior. And what hit me was, we all need forgiveness. We all need to be forgiven. We all. I wrote something on brokenness, and in what I've written, I have not mentioned forgiveness. But forgiveness fits into brokenness. It does, because we're all broken. But we're all valuable. And there is two things there, the brokenness and the value. We're all valuable. I don't want to miss that out. But in dealing with brokenness, we all need to be forgiven. We all need to be forgiven. And so I guess that's the start. And what I've said comes in the middle somewhere, probably close to the start as well. Because forgiveness, it is a huge topic. I will not cover it in 10 minutes. I do not want to go over my 10 minutes. And I wish I could read the whole book for you. I'm still reading it through. I'm not finished reading the book. But I thought, let me share that line. And I've shared a paragraph, but the line that really brought it home to me was the thought that talked about the debtor, the debt and the debtor. We say it so many times in the Our Father prayer without even really thinking about it. And I'm not saying money is bad because money makes the world go round, but we all hold money to a certain value. And so that's an issue in each of our hearts. And that's what brought it home for me. And I hope it has for you. Have a blessed day. Bye.